Alright guys, welcome to Kingdom Faith Media. If you are new here, try to subscribe to our channel. My name is Kwesiclick. There are a few trending issues that is going on and I'm beginning to love it. I don't know how to put it, but opinion are like noses. Been a past few months now, Trump got into administration, started with his government and all that, made a few changes and all that. You'll be hearing a lot of news from America. Now, first what we heard, there have been a 10% increment all over the world, tariff increment, that whenever you want to import something or whatever it is, there'll be a percentage of 10%. Fast forward, it didn't end there. Then China has to strike back and forth. Now we have head to the stage whereby China has to strike back with 125%. It didn't end there. Donald Trump also increased the tariffs and all that, thinking that it is going to affect China. That is all that Donald Trump was thinking, but it didn't end that way. Rather, the biggest news that is trending right now is that after the tariffs, China government has boycotted America and revealed a lot of secrets. For instance, top brand like Louis Vuitton, name it, Nike, or Calvin Klein, and all those top brands, Hermes and all that, has been exposed big time by direct manufacturers in China. We all know that most of the items that we use, like iPhones, tablets, and all those things, are assembled in China. But right now, as we are speaking, the manufacturers in China has exposed them big time that $3,000 Louis Vuitton is being sold in China directly around $300, $200 and all that. Even Hermes, which is sold around $38,000, has been exposed that the total cost of manufacturing Hermes, one of the top brands bags, is being sold around $14,000. So there was a huge increment that was going on. That was a secret that America was hiding from all the top stars and all the classes, because they realized that instead of selling at least 50% profit, they sometimes even sell that product 2,000% and all that, which was not fair. Now it is all over the internet. When you go to TikTok, and all the manufacturers and all the direct manufacturers are showing places that you can get similar top brand a product without the label. For instance, maybe if you want to buy Louis Vuitton, you will see Louis Vuitton manufacturing company that manufacture in China. They produce the Louis Vuitton. Then when they produce the Louis Vuitton comes for it to Italy or whatever it is, or take it to America. They package it and they sell it at a highest price, which their materials, everything feel premium. Now these secrets have been exposed. Now because of that, people are no more interested in buying Louis Vuitton and all the top class product, but rather find it interesting to go to China to invest in some of these things. Donald Trump is not backing off. According to Donald Trump, he says that he was thinking that when the tariff was raised, the China government will come in to retaliate, or will come into negotiation or whatever it is, but rather it didn't end up there.
This is no longer about policy. This has become a contest, with each side trying to outdo the other. Yesterday, the US raised tariffs on China again. The new rate is 145%. 145% tariffs on Chinese goods coming into the US. And today, China hit back. They will tax all US imports at 125% now. At the same time, Beijing has drawn a line. It said that this would be their final move. No more tariff hikes from China after this one. Because frankly, the numbers don't matter anymore. They have stopped making sense. China says the current tariffs are already too high. At these levels, trade between the US and China no longer makes sense. So if Trump raises tariffs again, Beijing says it will not respond, at least not on the tariff front. The Chinese Commerce Ministry issued a statement. It said this numbers game, and I'm quoting, has become a joke. And China's Foreign Ministry went further to say this.
对美国的霸凌行径 Our countermeasures against the U.S. bullying are not only to protect our legitimate rights and interests, but also to uphold international rules and order, safeguard the common interests of all countries, and maintain international fairness and justice. In the face of U.S. bullying and hegemony, compromise and concession are not a way out.
面对美国的霸凌霸道，
They're calling the Americans bullies. Trump doesn't seem too bothered, though. He has repeated his offer. Donald Trump wants to sort things out with Xi Jinping. Yesterday, he called the Chinese president a friend.
What happens with China? We would love to be able to work a deal. We're resetting the table. And I'm sure that we'll be able to get along very well. I have great respect for President Xi. He's been, in a true sense, he's been a friend of mine for a long period of time. And I think that we'll end up working out something that's very good for both countries. I look forward to it.
Trump did not have to wait long for a response. Today, China's president broke his silence. Xi Jinping spoke publicly for the first time since the trade war began. And his message to President Trump was clear. We won't be making any deals. In fact, let me quote from what he said. For over 70 years, China's development has relied on self-reliance and hard work, never on handouts from others, and it is not afraid of any unjust suppression. We are not afraid. That is the message from Xi Jinping, and China is hitting back. It is expanding the battlefield. This is not just about tariffs anymore. This dispute is spilling into other areas like people-to-people ties. China has issued a travel warning for the US. It's on your screen now. Take a look. Beijing has advised for its citizens traveling to the US. It says, and I quote, fully assess the risk of traveling to the United States and to travel with caution. And that's not all. They've also issued an advisory for students. Those who are enrolled in American universities, they have been told to assess, and I'm quoting again, assess security risks. Basically, China feels that American campuses are not safe anymore. That's what it's telling its citizens.
Donald Trump was saying that he was thinking that when he increased the tariffs, there will be manufacturers that will rather stop going to China to make manufacturing, but rather come to USA to do the manufacturing rather in US, because they will feel safe and secure that there won't be any tariffs in the United States, which I understand Donald Trump. But at the end of the day, it didn't end up well, but rather turned into a trade war between China and America. Now, China government has not ended. Now he's trying to make deals with other top manufacturing countries like Vietnam and all that, which yesterday, the China government president had to visit and strengthen the trading bond between China and Vietnam, so that they can also see how best they can produce product at the cheapest rate. You can see that China itself wants to sell product at a cheap rate, but US government has been one of the giants that is holding them from selling. They have signed up some contracts with this manufacturer, not to reveal secret, but at the end of the day, this secret are out that now you can get iPhone at a very cheap, around $110, $300 at a very cheap rate that you're not striking that. Going to buy an iPhone from America, which will cost you like $10,000, $2,000 and all that. Samsung phones are very cheap in China and all that. Original phones that are being sold in China is very cheap than even getting it from USA, because at the end of the day, the same product that is manufactured in China, that is where they transfer it from China to the USA, and people are now beginning to understand and patronize more of China product than going to buy this product, same product in America at a cheaper rate and shipping costs and all that.